Doctor in charge of treating Alexei Navalny in Russia after Novichok poisoning dies suddenly and very unexpectedly of suspected heart attack, aged 55.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dr. Sergei Maximishin was in charge of intensive care at Omsk Hospital. Alexei Navalny was treated there after his poisoning before heading to Germany. The doctor died very suddenly after his blood pressure shot up while in hospital. A doctor who was in charge of treating Alexei Navalny in Russia soon after he was poisoned with Novichok has died suddenly, aged 55. Dr. Sergei Maximishin was in charge of intensive care at the Omsk hospital where the opposition leader was taken after he became seriously ill on a plane which was forced to make an emergency landing. Advertisement: the Omsk hospital and the Russian authorities strongly denied that Navalny showed any signs of nerve agent poisoning, but the Putin critic then flew to Germany for life-saving treatment where doctors detected Novichok. Maximishin died in the intensive care unit where Navalny was treated, and it is not believed he contracted COVID-19. Initial reports said his blood pressure suddenly shot up, and he died of a heart attack. When the doctor was just brought from home, the blood pressure was over 250. They managed to knock down the blood pressure, but the doctor's heart still could not stand it.
This post received a score of 110,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Is this the doctor who gave him the antidote that saved him from the second dose of Novichok administered in the hospital?
An ambulance doctor gave Navalny atropine, the antidote for poisonings. Maximishin was a deputy chief physician of the hospital, where this ambulance belonged to and where Navalny was transported to after the poisoning. Chief physician Murakowski did his best to prevent treatment of Navalny and did everything to interfere with transportation of Navalny for treatment in Germany. Edit. Maximishin was the head of the intensive care unit that during the first minutes correctly put Navalny into medical coma and started artificial ventilation of lungs.
How in the fuck is that man alive?
Pretty much a miracle. Pilots of the plane made a swift decision to land. Omsk airport was evacuated due to a false bomb threat. The first bomb threat call came 5 minutes after the commander of Flight 2614 requested an emergency landing. Then ambulance came in about 10 minutes after landing, which was rather fast.
Actually, the bomb threat couldn't make a difference at all. It's only the terminal shuts down. For the emergency landing they have a different place at the airport for the ambulance and stuff. The real luck is Navalny's last words, "I was poisoned and I'm dying," before he pass out, plus he starts to scream very loud, so crew couldn't just ignore him. This is why emergency landing was performed, and this is why atropine has been administered.
So the pilot better watch his back, huh?
Everyone reading this must too, don't we? Fuck Putin bloody.
Fuck Putin.
Why doesn't Putin just hold a press conference where he shoots whomever he dislikes? It wouldn't be any more obvious he did it than this constant nonsense.
Reminds me of that awful video where Saddam Hussein did almost exactly that.
Geez, I've never seen this before. That's so fucked up.
The story I had heard was that they were taken outside and executed. Also taped. But never released to the public. I saw it in some random documentary. I have no source.
The executions aren't on video, but the meeting that the Barath Party purge happens in is on tape and available. 22 of the 68 were executed by the way.
Greater than 22 of the 68 were executed by the way, including the one who named the names who had been promised his life if he did it.
Of course. Can't have him around to risk him recanting.
He's just not trustworthy enough to keep around. Something that became obvious over time with Trump's presidency was the constant demands to demonstrate loyalty to the leader. It didn't seem like a planned-out strategy with a particular direction in mind, but it was remarkably effective at winnowing down the people around him until only the sycophants and people keeping their heads down remained. Everyone around the dictator learns to demonstrate their loyalty without prompting so that they won't be made into the next example.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.